Hi, so I watched the oil and water video, which I think was number 173, and I'm going to explain how it works. So when the oil was on top of the water in the two glasses, the oil stayed on top and the water stayed on the bottom. And however, when the water was on top of the oil, they immediately switched places within the same cup. This is because water is more dense than oil. So the molecules in oil are larger than those in water, and they take up more space and therefore are less dense. Also, because of its chemical configuration, oils are triglycerides, which are 3-carbon glycerol backbones with a long chain fatty acid for each carbon. Oil is also mostly carbon and hydrogen, while water is mostly oxygen and hydrogen. Oxygen is heavier but smaller, but it's overall more so dense, which makes the overall molecule water dense. And let's not forget that water molecules are more so attracted to each other, which makes, once again, the molecule more dense. For the kids who were in Dr. Hagerty's honors chem class, we did an experiment last year where we had a drop of alcohol and a drop of water on our hands. The alcohol immediately spread out, while the water droplet stayed and maintained its shape. That's because it proves the attractive forces of water. You can see this in real life with a lot of things, like orange juice and with salad dressing. When you go to the grocery store, if you notice the dressings that haven't been touched in a while, haven't been shaken up, they have two very clear different substances. And I don't know if you can see in this video, but this is lighter up here, this section is lighter up here than the one down here. That's because this is less dense than this one. The more so dense substance will always sink to the bottom. That's the same thing with orange juice. You know, when you shake up orange juice in the morning because you want to really make sure everything's together, that's because the orange juice has different substances, and what's more dense will always be at the bottom. With salad dressing and with oils and waters, even when you shake them all the way up, the oil will never mix truly with water. It will just break down into smaller droplets in order to blend more so together, but still not fully mix. They have just such, oil and water just have such different densities that it's not possible for them to mix. So I hope this explained why the water and the oil experiment happened. Once again, water is more dense than oil. Oil will always float to the top, water will float to the bottom. There's a lot of life instances where this happens, and it's really cool to know just because you can see salad dressing and see orange juice to say, hey, that's density. So, I hope it makes sense. Hi, okay, so now that I've explained how the experiment works, I'm going to attempt to recreate it. Here we go. So here I have a cup of water and a cup of oil, identical glasses. They're the only glasses I had that I thought would be small enough for this experiment. I also have a card. I do not have food coloring, so I'm going to try this without that. Here we go. So I'm going to put the oil on top of the water first, and I'm going to use this card to be able to, flip the oil over. Oh, no. Okay. Then I'm going to place the oil glass on top of the water and slide it off. So you can see the oil is still on top of the water. The water is still here, the oil is still here. Now, I'm going to continue this and switch them in the next video. Hi, okay, so now I've done the oil on top of the water. I'm going to now try the water on top of the oil. Once again, water is more so dense than oil, therefore I'm expecting it to sink to the bottom. Let's see. So here I have a new towel, because some oil was spilled. I have my oil on this side and my water on this side. Same playing card. 2 parts. Okay. So I'm going to cover my water with the card and flip it over, and then place it on top of the glass of oil. As you can see here, I'm going to check to make sure they're pretty even. And then I'm going to pull my card out. And here I am, pulling out the card. And oh, as you can see, this experiment works beautifully. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, the oil is on top and the water is on bottom. Why? Because water is more dense than oil. Okay, so I've just proven that the experiment does in fact work with everyday life people. I'm not a scientist, I'm not an expert, but once again, water is more dense than oil, and anyone can prove that. Thank you.